With an update on potential returns and more, this is Pro Wrestling Central. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report. As many are frustrated with the prices for tickets for WWE events, former WCW president Eric Bischoff defended this on his 83 Weeks podcast, saying, "Good for them. Here's when you know you've priced yourself out of the market, when you stop selling tickets." There it is. Come on now. I mean, the answer to the question is so easy. People keep buying tickets. Going over why Scott D'Amore's Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling looks very similar in presentation to TNA Wrestling, Ringside News wrote that Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling made its official debut and fans couldn't help but notice the visuals looked very familiar. There's a good reason for that. The new Canadian promotion, led by former TNA president Scott D'Amore, brought serious TNA energy when it kicked off with its Forged in Excellence event. From the lighting rigs to the production polish, it felt like a blast from the Impact Zone days, and now it's clear that wasn't just coincidence, it was by design. According to a report from Fightful Select, D'Amore enlisted some heavy hitters to run the show behind the scenes. Production veterans Keith Mitchell and Kevin Sullivan, both of whom played major roles in TNA's look and feel, are now part of Maple Leaf's brain trust. Joining them is Timothy Walbert, who's worked with both WWE and AEW in the past. And the TNA links don't stop there. Fightful also reported that Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling used the same rental companies as TNA for lighting and equipment, further locking in that unmistakable visual aesthetic. Before the debut event, D'Amore confirmed he had to navigate around a non-compete clause to get the new promotion off the ground. "I originally had a non-compete until January," he told Fightful, but an agreement was reached so it could expire early. That early exit cleared the runway for him to officially relaunch Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling sooner than expected. Recalling her wardrobe malfunction from SmackDown in 2016, former WWE star Eva Marie told Ring the Bell, "Dude, this was wild. This one was so crazy. Yeah, that's when I was like, what the?" As soon as we went live and we went to PG, right? We all got told, because there had been previous, little nip slips from the girls. Like, how could there not be? You're literally wrestling in a damn bikini. You're supposed to wear little pasties and then you're supposed to tape, literally everything. Thank goodness, because in this specific one, I'm all taped up. So even if worst case scenario, we would have still been all good. I remember when I came back, John Cena happened to be there that day and he was like, "Way to go, kid." Way to basically not F up and flash the whole entire stadium. Did this really pop? Damn, is nobody gonna help me? During that same interview, Eva Marie said this when asked if fans can expect to see her come back to WWE in the future. "So, because words mean a lot, I feel like you can speak whatever you want into existence. And I love WWE. I'm very grateful to WWE. I love the WWE universe. I mean, you can never get enough of the evolution. Never, you know what I'm saying? And I would love to come back and stir things up. There's nothing better than going out there and ruffling some feathers. So yeah, the possibility is always there." Addressing the speculation that WWE is looking to host a premium live event in India, president of the company, Nick Khan, told the Hindustan Times, "That's the goal, and we are penciling out 2026 and 2027 now," Khan said. He revealed that in early meetings with Netflix, WWE's new streaming home, executives handed over a list of their top priority markets. At the top of that list was India, Khan shared. "If it's important to Netflix, assume it's important to us." Talking about his health after suffering a broken neck in March of 2022 and if he can return to a WWE ring down the line, Big E told Dylan Bowker, "I feel great. The wild thing is that it has been over 3 years now. March 11th, 2022 is when I broke my neck. Right now, the situation is what it has been for a while. The last time I got scanned, my C1 hasn't formed a new bone where it's broken, but it has formed cartilage. No pain or restrictions. I know one of our medical staff who broke her neck playing softball 20 years ago, and she still deals with headaches. I have none of that. I have no headaches, no atrophy, I didn't have surgery. More than anything, I am so grateful to God, to karma, the universe, the creator, whatever magic it is that puts us on earth. I'm happy to have a healthy and normal life. The door is not officially closed on anything. I'm 39 years old right now. I also came into wrestling with a myriad of injuries. So now I'm thinking more about whether I want to have a healthy life. 50 is not that far off for me. It's 11 years down the road. Providing a legal update on Janelle Grant's lawsuit against WWE, Ringside News noted that Janelle Grant is turning up the heat in her lawsuit against WWE, Vince McMahon, and John Laurinaitis, and now she wants access to their records. In a bold move, Grant's legal team filed documents on Friday, asking the court to kick off the discovery phase. That's where both sides must turn over key documents, emails, and evidence. The goal? To pull back the curtain on WWE's inner workings and dig into years of alleged misconduct tied to the case. Grant's team made it clear they're not just after files from Vince and Laurinaitis. They want records from anyone connected to WWE, including subsidiaries and executives past and present. The request for documents may include any subsidiary and or current or former executive, employee, contractor, agent, and or similarly situated personnel of WWE, TKO, and or Endeavor Group Holdings, the filing states. They also want travel logs and communications related to McMahon, Laurinaitis, and even Brock Lesnar, who was named in the lawsuit as allegedly being offered sexual access to Grant during contract negotiations as part of her sex trafficking claims. Grant's team is asking for documentation on Vince McMahon's previous payouts to women and WWE's internal policies on sexual harassment. The idea is to prove this wasn't an isolated situation, but part of a larger pattern. But the defense isn't playing ball just yet. Lawyers for McMahon, Laurinaitis, and WWE argue it's premature to start digging through documents. They say the case should be moved to private arbitration instead of continuing in open court, and that jumping into discovery could be a huge waste of time and money. An email from WWE's legal team even argues that local rules in Connecticut federal court allow discovery to be delayed until the judge decides whether the case will proceed in court or be sent to arbitration. The next move lies with Judge Sarah F. Russell, who will decide whether to let the updated complaint, filed in January, stand as the main legal document. Once that's settled, WWE's legal team is expected to file another motion to push the case into arbitration. Grant spokesperson Kendra Barkoff-Lammy told Post Wrestling, Janelle Grant's courage continues to be an inspiration to so many. Her filing today seeks to move forward with her pursuit of justice and accountability against Vince McMahon, John Laurinaitis, and WWE for the horrific sex trafficking and abuse inflicted upon her. No comment yet from Vince McMahon's side, but if they respond, we'll update. Providing an update on the drama surrounding Hulk Hogan's family, Ringside News noted that Linda Hogan isn't holding back when it comes to defending her ex-husband, and this time she's putting family first. In a new update to the messy Hogan family feud, Linda Hogan is now standing up for Hulk Hogan's role as a father, despite their rocky past as a couple. Speaking to TMZ, Linda took a sharp turn from her previous criticism of Hulk, this time praising his parenting and calling out daughter Brooke Hogan for shutting him and the rest of the family out of her life. According to Linda, Brooke cutting off contact for what she described as bogus, selfish, childish reasons is a move that's hurt everyone involved. She warned that Brooke's children will grow up never realizing their grandfather is the great Hulk Hogan. Linda also said she's heartbroken knowing she'll likely never be a grandmother in their lives. And while she admitted Hulk was a husband sometimes, Linda made it clear she believes he was always a good father. She claimed Hulk spent probably over $3 million on Brooke's career with no questions asked, and always provided for the family's every need, even if their marriage didn't survive. Linda's defense of Hulk comes just days after she accused Brooke of trying to erase her past. She's now doubling down, saying Brooke is trying to turn over a new leaf and act like a totally different person, adding that her daughter wants to keep her family from diving into her alleged party girl passed. Despite all the hurt, Linda insists she wishes Brooke and her family well, but she says the emotional damage is already done. To punish us and torture us, to get married and to have twins and to not call us, I don't think she could hurt us anymore, she said, so she can just march on her merry way with her family. I wish them well, but she has left a path of destruction. This new wave of comments comes on the heels of Brooke's husband, Stephen Oleski, releasing a passionate post defending her character and shutting down the idea that she's hiding anything from her past. With Linda now changing her tone toward Hulk, but doubling down on Brooke, it's clear this family feud is far from cooling down. Speaking about the different iterations of the Kane character in WWE, Mayor of Knox County and former WWE star Glenn Jacobs said this on the Ricky Cobb show. When folks ask me what's my favorite Kane, it's the original Kane. I mean, that's what I think of, and I think that's what people that watched my entire career think of. I think that's what they envision as well. The mask added a level of mystique and mystery to the character that still makes it, in my opinion, one of the most unique in WWE history. There comes a certain point as a performer where you think, I can do more than this. You've done it so much that you know you can do that, and you want to move on. In the early years of Kane, no, absolutely not, he said when asked if he wanted to cut promos. It worked, and it worked so well. But then you would see other folks who are really good talkers get opportunities. You're like, man, I can do that as well. So once it got to a certain point, I felt that the mask and not talking was actually limiting the character. Touching on the possibility of not being on the card for WrestleMania 41, The Miz told Metro.co.uk, no, it's not easy. You kidding me? As a WWE superstar, if your goal is not to main event WrestleMania and be the WWE or World Heavyweight Champion, then you shouldn't be here. So my goal is always to do that. If the cards don't fall where they may, you better believe I'm trying my best to try to get into a spot, or trying to get to that level of what I feel I can produce. And I do feel I can produce at that level still to this day. It's just, sometimes the cards don't fall where they may. There's so many superstars that are well deserving of being in WrestleMania, and it's a tough card to get onto this year. Even the matches that I've been hearing about, I'm like, my gosh, this is going to be an insane WrestleMania. Mentioning The Rock's connection to WWE Chief Content Officer for the company, Triple H noted on Sunday Brunch, The Rock constantly comes back into what we do because, while he loves Hollywood, there's no place to get that connection. When 80,000 people are going crazy and you're in that ring and you're controlling their emotions with your storytelling, it's electric. Taking to social media, Goldberg posted a photo with himself, his son, and others, writing, "And the grind begins, assembling my in-ring crew." It appears the pro wrestling legend is getting ready for his final match, as it remains to be seen when this takes place. On Instagram, a user named Alan Owens posted a clip claiming The Rock hates CM Punk and will not let him main event WrestleMania. He said, "The Rock totally hates this one person in WWE, and I'm completely convinced. He is never going to let this guy get his shine as long as he is involved somehow, some way. Every single time we get closer to WrestleMania season and this guy is still in the company, I promise you, The Rock will be involved in some way or another. I need to know what the disdain and hatred are between these two. If you couldn't tell by the description, I'm talking about CM Punk. As long as The Rock is here, this man is not allowed to main event WrestleMania. As long as The Rock is involved, CM Punk is not that guy. The Rock is always going to be more important than CM Punk, at least in The Rock's eyes. I just need to know, CM Punk, what did you do to this man? Because I want to do the same thing." Of course, it was announced that CM Punk will take part in a triple threat match to close out night 1 of WrestleMania next next month. The Rock even replied to this post, writing this in the comments. First of all, Punk and I have become good buddies over the years. We are solid. Secondly, whatever match-making scenario is best for true long-term, not short-term, business success, that will be our Mania main event. Lastly, your clown. When it comes to those backstage in WWE being frustrated over the format of SmackDown, Ringside News wrote that WWE's decision to stretch SmackDown to 3 hours might have been meant to elevate underutilized talent, but it's reportedly doing the exact opposite. According to WrestleVotes Radio, people within WWE's production and creative teams are not thrilled about the extended runtime. In fact, many insiders are calling the move a major misstep. Instead of giving rising stars more time to shine, the extra hour has apparently led to weaker pacing, filler content, and creative fatigue. If that sounds familiar, it's because fans have been saying the same thing about Raw for years. WWE added a third hour to Raw back in 2012, and since then, it's drawn criticism for repetitive matchups and long-winded segments that don't always move the needle. The same script now seems to be playing out with SmackDown. Sources close to the situation say the format change isn't permanent. WWE is expected to cut the show back to its usual 2-hour runtime, but not until after WrestleMania. The timeline reportedly points to June for the change to take place. So far, the 3-hour stretch hasn't brought the creative boost WWE hoped for, and frustration is reportedly growing backstage among both talent and staff. And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all later.